Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back downtown Kato Paphos. I'm going to take you on a little bit of an educational tour and show you where you might want to park your car if you happen to have borrowed one, stolen one or rented one. Now, without further ado, let me introduce you to the girl that's all dressed head to toe in blue. She's the most beautiful woman in the world, and of course her name is Miss Ochin. Gracias, Labu.
Hello everybody, how nice to see you again and again. Unfortunately, I have to hold it, otherwise it's running away. I mean, my hatty hat, blue like a sea. But today I was on such a mood because the day is amazing. It's all in blue, the sky in blue, the sea in blue. Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue. I am dressed head to toe. Look at me, look at me.
She's even got a blue peacock on as well.
And then I've got a blue peacock. Our dearest Mart, please mention it's still situated in between my twin sisters. It hasn't changed any place because it told me that that was the nicest place for it to be, so I didn't mind.
Yes, indeed. There we are. Massive introduction by Miss Ochin receiving a booth. In the background is the Harbour Carpark and the main road that takes you up to the Paphos Mall. And this is the extended part of the car park, and that is where the buses are parked up, and that's for the zoo transfer and the sightseeing buses and the ocean vision bus, etc, etc. Now, this car park is free of charge, by the way, although rumours are afoot that one of these days they are going to be putting some smart meters in here, so then you have to pay. But this season it's certainly free. So if you're looking for a place to park your car, come to the Paphos Harbour, dismount and go into the harbour or the promenade and perhaps get yourself a drink or a bite to eat.
Do you know, Mr. Paul, I realized that those cars all are parked there without any charge at all. These two parts are included each other, or how to say it. They are just
well,
like
they are companions of each other. You hang on to that hat, Priscilla Booth. Luckily the blue Mediterranean Sea is not behind us, otherwise I would be having to retrieve it.
To treat it?
Retrieve, go and get it.
Oh right, yes, yes.
Like that umbrella that we
like
once
that
lost.
Umbrella, and like once we were in this
on the jet skis, yes we were. And you lost your favourite white hat.
You remember,
yes.
Mr. Paul? My hat and my umbrella in my head. What a worst, it was the worst days.
Well, when you lose a hat, it's not very nice. I like to hang on to mine for my dear life. So, this is the cut through. Some of it's one-way systems, some of it's dead ends, some of it's only for buses. For example, this entrance here on the left, if you've got a bus, that's the way you go into the bus parking part of the car park. All of the other entrances and exits are into the main car parking area, and we are going to crisscross through it and show you it's pretty big, there's no doubt about that. And of course, if you're very lucky and you happen to have a car, you might be able to park it by a tree and get a bit of shade, so at least then when you come back to it, it won't be cooking. Although of course, if you're walking around in the downtown Kato Paphos Harbour and the promenade area, that's what you want, isn't it, Miss Susan? Yes. Isn't it, Miss Rachel? Yes, that's what you want, a nice bit of sun.
I think the most important, not being in the shade, the most important is being safe in here. And it was, and it is pretty safe as a parking area, because now and again they've put some lights.
They have,
which
yeah.
really is very useful for us.
Yeah, for those of you familiar with Paphos in this area, you may remember a couple of years ago, and of course all the years before that, there was no street lights. Well, there was, but the bulbs had all gone and they'd not been replaced. Now we've got brand new street lights. Look, there's even up one there. Look at that. See, it's hiding up in that tree. But I promise you, as soon as the lights go out, these street lights come up, and all of this car parking area is lit up like a Christmas tree, which is a good thing, isn't it? Because then when you're walking in and around, all the little nooks and crannies, and of course you can find your car quite easily when you come back.
And I think there's many people today especially have parked with the red numbers. What does it mean, Mr. Paul, the red numbers?
Well, the red numbers normally, not always, but normally signifies that it is a tourist rental car. For example, these here. So if you see a Nissan March, which is a Micra in English, there's another one next door to it, a Mazda Demio, which of course is a Mazda 2 in plain English. The odds are that they are hire cars. But if you see one of these like this, the odds are now that they perhaps might not be hire cars. Okay, so that could be a rental car, which I think that one is, by the way, because it does say rental car, but they also do leasing of cars as well. And lease cars have red plates and hire cars have red plates. Taxis have yellowy orangey plates, and of course more conventional traffic, shall we say, has white plates, although you may see a yellowy plate like that. What it is the old plates on the cars. So can be quite confusing, but don't always assume that a red plate means a tourist car. But normally there are some giveaways. It'll say rent-a-car or Eurocar. That is obviously a tourist car.
Talking about the rental cars, we all understand that the most important not to have good, well, benzene eating car. I would, if I was just to rent a car, I would really and surely rent the economical car, which is not a crocodile, like I say, which means eating like a crocodile, too much benzene. You just puffing your money in the air. This is my honest opinion. This is what I would do. Of course, many people would like for a certain occasions a different cars, more Porsche, more luxury, because they've got wedding anniversary, they've got some certain events, so therefore they don't care what crocodile to rent.
No, they don't indeed, but the majority of rental cars are small little runarounds, same as when you go to most tourist resorts. If you want something bigger, obviously you can rent whatever you want. We're recommending our great friend, his name is Marios, and that is Cyprus Car Rental. So if you are looking for a reliable car, that could be the company to go to. And bear in mind, he is the Honda main dealer in Paphos, so a man with an impeccable reputation. Obviously, most of the hire companies around are good, but of course one or two are not quite so good, shall we say. So I'll repeat that name for you again, cypruscarrental.com. And of course his name is Marios. You may not speak to the boss himself, but one thing's for sure, you are going to be dealing with a very, very reputable company indeed.
I think they've been going more than 30 years, that's definitely, and they know how to please the customer and they know how to make them happy. So every your wish will be immediately done.
It will indeed. Now this is a nice little parky area, a little seating area between the car park and the brand new bus terminal. See, all the flowers are coming into bloom, and there's some nice little concrete benches, and you can sit there, watch your car, perhaps wait for the bus, or perhaps better still, look out across the treetops into the blueness of that blue Mediterranean Sea. And also over here is an area where you can park up your bike. And most people now are parking up their scooters, and of course these electric scooters are ones that you come along and you download the app, and then you can hire them for an hour, 2 hours, as long as you wish. And of course when you finish with it, you drop it back, take a picture, and of course then they stop charging you. See, the booth is perusing the car park.
I am imagining myself, if I was just to bring my car, whether it's rental or my own, where would I park? Of course, don't forget on the weekends, it's gonna be parked to rafties.
It is. It will be full to the rafters, yeah.
And I imagine that on the other days, it's not gonna be that full. But always remember, there is another part of it where we've shown, and you'll always be very comfortable parked safety, which is most important for all of us.
And of course, it's completely free of charge. Now, this is the brand new bus terminal, but just over yonder is one of the Paphos archaeological sites, and then that's the Paphos Harbour, and those are the restaurants as well. And there is a road up round the back, and again there is another major car park, probably hold around 200-250 cars, and again that is completely and utterly free of charge. Now, this is the brand new bus terminal in the harbour area. So buses will drop you here and they will pick you up from here. We've got some lovely canopies so you don't get too hot, and behind where this bus is, there is actually a ticket office where you can get information and of course part with some of your cash to get yourself that bus ticket. Now remember, there's a new terminal been put in Two the Kings, so if you're now going as far as Coral Bay, you have to switch buses, and unfortunately currently you have to pay for 2 tickets. Price is around €2 per ticket. You can get a day pass for €6.50. Don't forget to take your ID, passport, because they like to stamp it up with your name, and of course then if you lose it, you can get a new one. So that's the ticketing office over there, and it's open pretty long hours, and of course those hours change from summer to winter, but pretty much open from 8 o'clock in the morning until around about 6 o'clock in the evening.
And oh my God, what a good idea, the best idea of mayor and municipality of town. They did think of the people, and it's so comfortable. We said it before and we will say it, keep saying it again and again, how wonderful idea it was for some people who don't want, or for some reasons they cannot just rent the car, so they always have that wheels and that comfortability to get anywhere they want.
Yeah, great bus service in Cyprus, by the way, in particular in Paphos. Go and check them out, paphosbuses.com.cy, or just Google Paphos buses and their site will come up, and there's an awful lot of information on there. We were asked in the comments the other day about public toilets. There are many public toilets scattered around the promenade and the harbour area, and these are those toilets that are by the brand new bus station, and there's a baby changing and disabled toilets as well. We're going to say thanks for watching. Of course, if you like what you see, hit that like, click that subscribe. Don't forget to keep coming back for that little bit more about complete and utter madness, and that is the blue Mediterranean Sea. All that's missing is you. Why not get yourself on a push bike? Here they are waiting for you. Again, you can hire these push bikes, and of course you can go whizzing in and around downtown Paphos, the Kato Paphos promenade and the harbour area in particular. Let's get that big goodbye from Miss Oching Brasuda booth, and while you're at it, why not go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. That's where you could gift us that virtual coffee or two as a thank you, as a gesture of goodwill, and of course to keep us motivated to make these videos especially for you.
And I would like to tell you, how do I call toilets? I normally call toilets Lululand. So this is my often and very favorite visited places all over Paphos, and Mr. Paul knows it. But if it happens that you're around these restaurants, any restaurant in the harbour, nobody will refuse you to go and enjoy the Lululand, should I say. And I would like to tell you many thanks for being with us. Thank you again and again for your support, your kindness reviews, your beautiful sweet hearts. Don't forget that we're loving you to bits and kissing you from the bottom of our 2 hearts.
Thanks for watching, and of course we'll see you again very soon indeed, in and around Paphos, in particular in the Kato Paphos promenade and harbour area. If you see us and you want to come over, don't be shy, come over and say a big hello. Shout out to those family members back wherever you may be from, and of course remember, we don't bite, we just hug and we just kiss. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon indeed.
Mr. Paul is biting.
Sometimes.